Hello everyone, I'm Sadie.
And I'm Aliya.
And I'm Matt.
Who's our guest today for this episode of Two Opinionated Students. We are starting the first in a series of episodes today. These specific episodes will be focusing on the college journeys of seniors here at Steinbrenner High School. Today, Aliya and myself will be talking about our experiences, as well as our guest, Matt. We all have different experiences with the college admissions and applications process, and everybody who is on the show will probably have different experiences, which is why we think it's very important to showcase these ideas and viewpoints in our episode geared towards high schoolers.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with Mack. So Mack, what places are you applying to? What's
you-
your list of preference and stuff like that?
How did you arrive at those schools, the whole 9 years?
So, I started with about 20 schools that I was thinking about. I was lucky enough to be able to go visit each of those schools, so then I was able to limit that list down to 5 schools. Those 5 schools are the University of Chicago, American University, College of the Holy Cross, and Stetson University. So, I decided to apply early action to one of those, the University of Chicago, since it is my most selective school and it is my reach school. Early action is a decision plan where it's not binding, but you still you're lumped in with a smaller group of people, so they can really go and look at your application better than if you were with regular decision. And then I already applied to Stetson University through their significant student application, and I got in about 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations, Mac!
It's really fire, man.
So, my probably top school is the University of Chicago, since it is the University of Chicago. When I was looking at colleges, I was really looking for a small liberal arts university that really emphasized research and creative thinking. So I found this most evident at the University of Chicago and the other schools I'm applying to. I really like the American University because they have this really specific major called the CLAY. It specializes in communications, legal institutions, economics, and government. It's just an all-around. They call it 4 majors in one. And then College of Holy Cross is my father's alma mater, so I'm applying there as well. And then Stetson's just my safety school.
What are the pool of majors you're considering?
Right now, I'm completely undecided. I think biology as a major or pre-med. Sometimes I think about international studies or history, but history, there's not a lot you can do with that. I've thought about pre-law as well, but at the University of Chicago, they don't have any track programs, so I wouldn't be going there with any majors specifically designed for entering law school or medical school.
Why pre-med? You never really seem like the type to go into pre-med. I'm just curious. Is it just because they're oh, doctor? Or
I mean, pre-med because, you never know.
Alright.
Okay.
You know what? That's totally valid, bro.
Yeah, that's a huge part of the college experience, I think, is not only picking your major, but realizing that can be a very, very hard decision for some people.
Yeah.
I just think it's worth pointing out that some people might know what they want to do, other people don't, and it's completely valid to not know your career at 18.
Yeah, if anything, Mac, I think you're doing the smartest thing, one of the smartest things, because you're very much a well-rounded student, and you're stellar in everything you try to do. You really like putting yourself out there when you care about it, at least on some way or another, whether it be just for the grade or not. And by keeping yourself that way, you can really open a lot of paths that you may have not realized ahead of time, because like Sadie said, thinking you know what to do when you're 16, 18, you're gonna change. You're majority of people usually change your major at least once. It's gonna happen, even though people like Sadie and I
are probably not going to change their majors. The vast majority of the population will, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Speaking of, Sadie, tell us what you've been experiencing.
Okay, I originally had 5 schools I was looking at. That was around the end of junior year, and I ended up going to tour one of them, which was one of my insight options, FIU, and decided I really liked that school, and they had a really good program, so I took 3 schools off my list because of that, which was pretty exciting. My other school, of course, is NYU. I'm looking to major in international relations or global studies, depending on the college. They have different names. It's essentially the same curriculum. I have currently applied to FIU. I have been accepted to FIU. I applied to their honors college, and I've been accepted to the honors college. So I'm really excited.
I'm really proud of you, Sadie.
Thank you. All the opportunities that I'll get just from going there. The international relations program at FIU is ranked number 1 in the state for public universities, and their Model UN team is ranked 2nd in the continent of North America. So they're pretty qualified for this major. There's a lot of opportunities I'll get through that program. I can do a 4+1 and get my major in 5 years, and I could, for the honors college, do a 4+4 and get my PhD in 8 years, which might not be the best plan ever, but it's really exciting to know that I have all these options. I'm really leaning towards the 4+1 idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to admit, and because of its lovely geographic location in Miami, I could get a job at an embassy there and transfer toward the embassy in New York, where I could could eventually work for the United Nations, which is the ultimate goal of my education.
Yeah, I can't recall. I know you said like the master's plan, like the 4+5. Do you plan on going also to the doctorate?
I'm considering it. I'm not sure if I want to spend 8 years in a city where I ultimately know that's not where my future is going to be. So I might be putting that off and doing it at NYU instead, but that would also be very expensive and take a lot more time than just 8 years. So it might not be a bad idea just to get it over with, right?
Also, I just realized I did say 4+5. I meant 4+1. Oh yeah, Mac, we never talked about that. Do you plan on going past the bachelor's? Like, okay, let's say you didn't do pre-law or pre-med. So, like, you would only have to do a bachelor's.
I know AP Research scarred you for life, but...
I mean, I'd probably go past the 4 years.
Mac also took AP Research, by the way. We tend to throw these qualifications. Mac looks like he's crying as I'm saying this. But yeah, he also took AP Research and AP Seminar, so he's going to have that perspective that we talk about having a lot in the show, too.
Was it your topic, or was it just like, okay, could you not do a research paper again? Could you not do a master's thesis?
I could definitely do a thesis again. But after having my thesis, the effects of the zero sugar diet on postmenopausal women who suffer from hypothyroidism and a metabolic syndrome ranging from the ages of 55 to 60, it was just an extensive project, which I was like, oh my gosh, it is so much work. But I mean, I got a lot out of it, and I learned from that process, so it was beneficial to me.
Okay.
So would you want to do it again, though?
I think I would want to do it again, but I don't know if I'd rather do a master's or whether or not I'm going into another graduate school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
the options are endless.
It makes it kind of scary, isn't it? Like adulthood, you're like, oh god, I have choices now.
Adult-ishhood.
Adultishhood.
Adultishhood.
Yes, because you're not completely
Unless you
cut
go
off
to a
from your
doctorate, you're
parents.
like your upper 20s or like your low 30s, like, and you're getting your doctorate. You're not an adult yet.
No.
Yeah, you're still not an adult. It's
No.
adultish.
Adult.
Yeah,
You're
35
almost an
getting your
adult.
doctorate, you're not an adult.
Almost
It's
an
30.
adult.
Yeah, it's adultish. It's when you get the doctor that you're an adult.
Yeah, exactly. It's a certification nationally standard for being an adult with a PhD.
So most of the human population.
So majority of the population are childs.
Our
Exactly.
children.
No.
Our children.
Our
yeah.
children. Oh man.
On that note, now we're going over to Aliya and her college fun.
Yay! Okay. I kind of like Mack and Sadie, where it's like you have a bunch of options and it kind of almost feels overwhelming in a sense, especially like between majors and schools. Actually though, unlike Mack, I didn't have like 20 schools I started with. I had probably more like 5 to 10 schools. I don't remember any of them at this point. Probably the only ones I can really remember would be USF, UCF, FSU, and University of Pennsylvania. UPenn for me is probably my dream school. I really love UPenn. I love the academics there. I love Philadelphia as a city. I'm from Philadelphia. Like, just being in that area, I just really enjoy it. But like, as an Ivy school, it just felt like it would be such a reach that I wouldn't be qualified for it. Like, I just didn't feel like I was good enough for it. Along
That's
with,
not good.
yeah.
You probably are.
On top of that, because it's Ivy school, it's a private school and out of state, and tuition would have been really, really expensive. No matter how much merit-based scholarships or even like, I don't know, minority scholarships or whatever I would have gotten, it wouldn't have been enough, I feel like.
Might not actually be true, because a lot of the Ivy Leagues have really good room and board programs for people under a certain income.
Yeah.
Which would be helpful if you
That's
filled out
like-
your FAFSA. I would be able to tell you if you qualified or
and
not.
Listen.
They probably offer all need-based scholarships.
Yeah, I know they
Yeah.
do, but it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's still kind of just like,
Like, if you don't want to,
it gave me like a drop in
okay.
my stomach every time I thought about like tuition there. Like, especially if I
Yeah.
did like higher education past like just
True.
undergrad, which I
But,
want to
like,
do.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like they have really, really good scholarships.
Yeah,
And like, I don't know what your income would be. I would know if you did your FAFSA.
shut up.
But
I
anyway,
plan on doing it over Thanksgiving break. It's fine.
that stresses me out. but
my FAFSA.
I already have my FAFSA.
Shut up! I get
Literally
it.
the second it came out, October 1st, I told my father.
See, I did the same thing,
Go.
and it took me 2 weeks because, yeah. Anyway, FAFSA is really important, and it's something that you should look into filling out.
I'm gonna fill it out. I promise.
Okay.
Promises are made to be broken.
I feel
Okay, then
like
I promise I won't do FAFSA.
Colleges just make you go slightly insane, but in our case, it made us go completely insane.
Plus, willing to take the classes we're taking, you will go insane. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's a really fun experience in high school, and college is exciting.
I was
Maybe.
convinced I was gonna at least apply to UPenn, even though the application fee itself was like, I don't know, $70, and I was like, ugh. I don't even like the $30 ones.
I know the
I hate college application
I hate
fees.
college especially for public universities. I don't understand why they have it because they're public, but whatever.
But they also
Because they
need the
need to
money.
pay.
They need need the money. They need our $30. It will contribute
so that
towards
way
our...
they can, like, build a swimming pool or something? I don't know.
No, because it doesn't even go towards that. So for US, what I ended up doing was I applied to USF. I already got into USF because I love USF. I love USF so much. Their anthropology program is what I plan on doing, and I love all of it. I love all 4 concentrations. Anthropology has 4 concentrations: archaeology, biology, cultural, and linguistics. And they're all good. I love them. I don't even know which concentration I want to do because I just love all of them so much. Because they had such a good program, I was okay with staying local, even though I really for a long time did not want to be local. Like,
I certainly didn't want to be in state for a long time either. It's almost unthinkable to think that I'm happy being in state.
yeah.
Because, that one season in Florida, summer.
Yeah.
No, let's be real. It's Miami. It's hurricane season. It's wet season. It's is it 70 degrees season? And then it's, hey, I'm sweating again.
Oh,
the
one
4
season.
seasons. No, the 4
Yeah, that's
seasons.
just the Florida experience.
It is. It's
Yes.
4 seasons. You're just not the 4 seasons you normally know.
At least you're not like in the Keys.
See,
Okay, I'm like one step away from that thing.
See, I looked at FIU, but I was like, let's
Miami.
not get closer to the equator.
But like, I'm still
Just
getting
go
closer to the UN, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I like it'll definitely
Yeah,
help
it
for your
makes
path,
sense,
like
yeah.
your career path though.
Yeah, but I understand, like, why people...
Yeah. You'll have experience with the UN, and plus, if you plan on doing your grad school at NYU,
Potentially.
which is also what I plan on doing too, is I would just at least apply to UPenn for grad school. That's also the thing. If you have a reach school and you don't feel confident in going, I would suggest maybe grad school, unless you don't want to do grad school. Understandable. That makes sense. Who likes academia? Academia sucks. As an aspiring academic, it sucks.
Wow.
For Sadie, this is going to help if you obviously have a career in Miami, do grad school at NYU, have a career there, plus they don't take, even their interns, they don't take until like their past bachelor's degrees, like they don't take undergrad interns for the most part.
At the UN, not really. Like, some of the, I think like UNESCO, UNICEF, UNHCR, and somebody else take undergrad interns, but they don't pay you anything, and they don't pay for your housing in New York City or Geneva, Switzerland. So that would be funding that I would need to get before I could have that kind of
From the
internship.
grants you don't have.
See, I feel at that point your college would step in because then they could say that, like, oh yeah, one of our students is at the UN in Geneva, so clap back.
I mean, they might.
If you're stellar enough, they might be willing to.
They
like,
might.
Especially if you already have experience prior with like the embassy in Miami. If you do that.
And I mean, there's the amount of stuff in that major there. They have 20 certificates, I think, you can get, and they have all kinds. They have a diplomat in residence. They have like all kinds of resources there. They have their own publication.
Plus,
I could go work for the Oracle UN International FIU.
Uh-huh.
You know, like have so much and so many opportunities. It's exciting. They'd probably be cool with me going to the UN for an internship.
Plus, like, even as like a job, you could say you could do like freelance writing like online if you need to. It's like money. That's also the thing you should worry about. Tuition holds back everyone. Almost everyone. Some people just go to U Chicago, which is out of state and a private school, and they don't really care.
Private schools do not vary based on your location. So the same person in Chicago still pays the full their reduced price tag because the University of Chicago has this no barriers program. You meet all demonstrated need as well as bring the application fee.
So yeah, that's exciting. We like universities that are private but accessible to the masses. That's always really exciting.
Yeah, unlike Ivies.
Unlike
the thing is though, UPenn
really.
is like the least known Ivy of the Ivies and is very
in all reality
cool. Which is like, I would have gotten in, but then it's also like, it was the tuition that got me, because for me, I believe I'm on the lowest or second lowest tax bracket. But the thing is, we're not so
okay, then you qualify for a full ride at UPenn.
Yeah, you definitely do.
You definitely do.
I don't know.
Literally, look, I'm gonna look this up, okay? Anyway, let's continue on with the episode.
Okay, so what's the conclusion to this episode?
So, the college application process is so much fun.
It's so fun, yes!
I mean, like, all joking aside, the college application is kind of fun in a way, but also extremely stressful. So my advice would be to, instead of waiting till the last minute, like the week before an application is due, I don't know any personal
experience.
Yeah, Mac, you don't know at all, do you?
No, but I just say get it done early, because once you get started in school, you get in that groove, and then that groove gets disrupted by the college application, and it's like, poof.
Alright, well, episode's gonna end here. Thank you so much, Mac.
Thank you so much, Mac. We really appreciate having you as a guest on here. Thank you for listening to Two Opinionated Students, and please don't forget to check out the Oracle's website.
I'm Aliya.
I'm Sadie.
And I'm Matt.
Thank you for listening.